Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Friday, January the 30th. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Before I get into the stocks that I traded today, I just have to take a look at the SPY. And, I'm certainly not the only one. I listen to, some of the so-called pundits out there, and they're saying it is, the last little while has been quite difficult to trade, day trade anyway. Here's the SPY in the 15-minute chart. Here's where it opened. So pop up, down, up, and we still have an hour and a half or so left in the market. Who knows where it's going from here? The problem is that it's just difficult to pick a trend. You can get into a good setup, what you think is a good setup, and then it just fizzles and either on the long or the short side. It doesn't really matter. So it's just really, really tough right now to find a good trending stock, and that's why Trade Ideas helps, but it's you got to be so diligent, and sometimes you just have to get in and out fairly quickly because you just can't trust that the market is going to put in a bottom here and then just inch its way up for the rest of the day. This sort of chop is really tough to trade. However, having said that, I did have one great trade today, and that was in GURE. And, this is out of my comfort zone a little bit. There's a 15-minute chart. Let me get to the 5, show you what happened. A little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't generally get into these smaller ones, but this was identified in the pre-market. This was something that was up quite big in the pre-market. Here is where it opened, right here. Now, I did not take it here. I didn't take it here. An argument could have been made to take it right there at $1.89 when it broke through here. But I was really starting to watch it here. And I thought, okay, if it could break through $2, I'm just going to get in. But I actually said in the room that I'd like to see it break the second time. So you see right there, it just broke over on this candle, this 5-minute candle, broke right over and came back down. And I actually said in the room I was putting in what I call an anticipatory order in at $2.05, which because to me it looked like if it was going to break through two, it wasn't just going to go like 201, 202, 203. It could just blast through. And so when I see something like that, I usually try to put it, well, I don't try, I usually put in an anticipatory order. And so I put it in at 205 and I got some stock. I mean, I don't know if I had tried just to get it at 205 by watching it, I probably would have missed it. I probably would have had to take it a lot higher. So anyway, I got in here and I exited half here. Again, the conservative part of me at 227. A little bit of a pullback. But I held on and then really got rewarded. Now, we were all hoping, of course, that it would got up to 286. We're all hoping that it might get up to breakthrough 3, but it didn't do that. And on this candle, I did hold on, and then it looked like it was going to pop up again, and then it finally, I just gave it up at 262. But for on a percentage basis, 205 to 262 is a great trade. Now, I did trade this again, and this light blue line here is the VWAP, and you know I haven't looked at it as closely as well. Let me back up. I think a couple of weeks ago I was noticing that some of the stocks, the strong stocks, they were hitting into the VWAP and then bouncing off. And so I decided on this one that I would, I mentioned in the room that had touched the VWAP. I think it was like, this is 224, I think, right there. And so I was a little bit late, but I decided, again, a strong stock that's on a pullback, hitting into the VWAP, and so I took the trade at 237. I did say it was probably going to be a scalp, and I exited out here at 252. So nothing fancy, but I mean, on these sort of ones, it could have just kept going. Would have been fantastic had that happened. But interesting, and I think I'm going to construct a little strategy for strong stocks that come back and or get close to the VWAP and just see what happens with them. So that was basically the trade of the day. Everything else was sort of very boring after that. Let's see, SU was one. Um, Now This is obviously pretty disturbing for me because what happened is that oil all of a sudden caught a real bid here. And I got into SU right here at 29.17. And, it looked like right there was at 29.34. It looked like it was going to continue. And it came down and then it popped back up. And then as it was coming down, I decided to get out at 29.27. And you see it, then it started falling again. My problem with trying to catch oil is that, on a whim, it could just turn around again. I mean, it's really, yes, it looks so obvious right now. Why didn't you just hold? It would have been a tremendous, almost $1 gain from where I was in. But again, with oil being so emotional right now, you get a report that comes out that says, no, we think oil's going down to $20 or something like that. Goldman Sachs. I mean, I'm exaggerating, of course, but I just find it difficult sometimes to commit emotionally to a sector that has really, really been beaten up. But more power to those. I know that, let's see, this was one I know that Trade 14 got into, I think, SN Sanchez, probably around this level right here, and he's been riding it up. But again, a lot of these oil stocks have done just that. Now, the other one that I did trade, well, okay, I did trade Microsoft, but was for no gain. Microsoft was a mess today. Let's just see. Yeah, got into Microsoft right here. Looked good. I mean, hopefully you can see the pattern I'm looking at. It's been down, and as you know, Microsoft had the earnings play, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. It's been really beaten up, but I think the market was rising at this point. There it is at 40.88. So it looked like that was the bottom. It kind of bounced around here. And when it got through the whole number again, I thought, okay, let's take it, 4107. And it got as high as 4113, whoop-de-doo. But, it looked like it could have, with the market, Microsoft's not going to go away. It looked like it might have had a decent run in it. But the minute it did this, I just got out. So I got out flat, 4107. And the other trade is DM and D. Now here's from my bouncers, and I did a reboot of, excuse me, of trade ideas, so you don't see them all. But I'm going to start paying way more attention now to my bouncers. I used to pay, this used to be my bread and butter, really. And I've kind of gotten away from it because they just weren't working as well. And that happens. You have a strategy that works really well for a while, and then it starts not working as well. So you have to, you tuck it away. You don't just discard it for forever, but you tuck it away and then you bring it back when it starts working. Well, in my opinion, it is starting to work again. Here's an example. I'm going to have to get off this. I'm going to click on CBI and just here, 32.27 at 10.54, and look what happened with CBI. So again, let me just bring that back, 32.27. So if I click on this, I'm going to lose, so 32.27, let's just remember that. 32 all the way down here. So here was the alert. You can see why I got the alert here, all the down candles, and that actually was the bottom. I mean, my alerts are just for people who haven't seen this particular strategy before. Maybe I'll just go over it again because again, if I start to really start using it, it's going to be something that it's going to be very interesting for me. So let me just open up the alert window and show you what it looks like. Here's the configuration of it. So looking for it gets triggered on a new low. Here, these are my filters. I mean, you can put whatever you want, of course, in terms of price, and even up the shares. But four red candles down on the 5-minute chart. Has dropped at least 50 cents in the last 30 minutes. And with an RSI no more than 20. So the bottom line is these are beaten up stocks. They should be beaten up. And so that's basically what I'm looking for. So let me just drop that out. So you can see that right here, that fit the criteria. Here are all the candles down. And so I got the alert there. Doesn't mean that now I buy it because it's basically all it's doing is it's telling me that, okay, your filters have been met and now it's hit a new low. Now start to watch it. Now, sometimes they just keep going down, which is even better. I mean, look, I mean, I want a stock on this particular one. I want a stock to keep going down. It's just that I've been alerted to it at this price, and then I will start to watch it. And but I know that a couple people took it, but again, I haven't been taking these bounce plays as much as I have. But typically, what I would like to do is see this last green candle and take it above the last green candle. And now, in this particular case, look, it did start to come back down again, and the theory would be that you would have a stop at the low. The problem with this, as I saw it, was that the stop was too much. 32.67, excuse me, down to 32.17. I'd much rather have no more than a 20-cent stop. So ideally on these, I'm looking for this green candle would be narrow, and then maybe even a couple of them, and then it would start popping from there. So you'd have a nice tight stop when you take it over the last green candle. However, look at this. I mean, this went from a low of 32.17 all the way to a high of 34.67. Now, I'm not saying you wouldn't have got out maybe here if you'd got in or some other place, but I think that now the alerts are these alerts are starting to work again. So I did take DMND, sort of a revenge trade. Now you can see this did not work as well. This was a bit of a revenge trade. This was the last. This was the last one that came in for me. But again, I would have got the alert. Let me just see, 25.34. So that would have been down right here. So right at the bottom here, and again, it's difficult because again, there's a lot of chop. So you kind of have to bend the rules a little bit if you're going to get in these. Again, the ideal bounce play is like a nice tight candle like this, and then you take it over right there. But you see, you might have got stopped out, but not necessarily. If you put the stop here, 25.31, and you're in at 25.45, see, that's within 20 cents, so it's not so bad. So I really should have been in this trade, maybe no less than around here. Watch it chop through this and maybe take it about here. Anyway, I took the trade right here, 25.70, and again, the old nemesis of the whole number, it kind of got me again. So I took out half of it at 25.90. It came back down. It looked like it was going to go through. There it is at 26, and well, on this candle I took it out again at 25.95, and then it started coming down, and then boom, it went up. But again, it just only 26.15, and then it chopped back down again. So this was a very choppy. I mean, this is not an ideal bounce play, believe me. But CBI obviously was a lot better in terms of the overall bounce. But nonetheless, these are now starting to work again. So I'll definitely be paying way more attention to them. The only other one to go over is, and I have to figure out if I'm going to swing this or not. I took this trade way up here, a BGMD. Take a look on the daily. And it is extended, no doubt is way extended. I mean, it's come from 43 cents, or well, down here at 36 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So say 3 weeks ago. So it's had a tremendous rise, but it's over $1 now. And so if it could hold over $1, I was thinking, okay, maybe I will try to swing this. But there's a chance it's definitely if it gives up $1, I'm out. There's no question about it. I will be out of this trade. I still do have it, and we'll have to see. I was profitable on it just barely for a little while. Got up to uh, yeah, got up to well here because I got in here and then it popped up here and then it popped back up. But I don't know what it's going to do. If it holds $1 though, I will certainly I will hold it. I will definitely hold this if it holds $1. Hopefully it doesn't gap down 50 cents on Monday. All right, well that's it. Kind of exciting in terms of the oil. Maybe oil's put in a bottom, but you never know. It's still too emotional. I certainly can't call it. So, and anybody who really says yes, it's put in a bottom. I mean, come on, nobody really knows. All right, that is it. Let me just bring back the cover page, and here we go. Here's how to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. And I hope